So here on the warm-up, you have 121 divided by A equals 211. So basically, because we're trying to divide, in order for me to solve it, I need to do the opposite operation, which is multiply. So 11 times a number will give you 121. So 11 times what will give you 121? The only way you could do that is to actually divide 121 by 11. And this would be 11. So A equals 211. Number 2, if you notice, it has a picture for 2/5. So that picture, you're going to go ahead and copy it in and shade in the same amount on the other side. So if you notice, there are 6 little squares and 15 in total. 6 squares that you shade and 15 in total. So this would be 615. So let's go ahead and do the next one. The next one, you have $1.39 minus 87 cents. So 9 minus 7 is 2. 3 minus 8 we can't do, so we have to regroup. So 13 minus 8 is 6. No, 5. 5, and you bring down the decimal, and there's 0. So your answer is 52 cents. Number 4, a number that is multiplied is called the factor, and that is true. 9 times $8.18, so 9 times 8 is 72. Carry the 7. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 7 is 16. Carry the 1. 9 times 8 is 72, plus 1 is 73. And then don't forget your decimal. So it's $73.62. For number 6, you have 5 hours, 10 minutes plus 2 hours, 40 minutes. So 5 plus 2 is 7 hours, and 10 plus 40 is 50 minutes. Now, if it would have gone over 60, or it's exactly 60 or over, then you would have to change it to hours. That didn't happen today. What would the temperature be if it fell 11 degrees? So it's at 50. It fell means that it's a negative. So we need to subtract that and regroup to subtract. So that's 9 and 3. So that's going to be 39 degrees. Number 8, when you multiply any number by 0, the product is going to be 0. And then number 9 says $8.42 plus $3.88. So 2 plus 8 is 10. Carry the 1. 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Carry the 1. 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 1 is 12. And your decimal. So it's $12.30. And then the last one is going to be division. So 4 into 4 is 1. So subtract the 4. Your remainder is 0. Bring down the 1. Can't do it, so I have to put a 0. So minus 0. Bring down the 2. So 4 into 12 is 3. So your answer is 103. So make sure that you keep this warm up, because tomorrow we're going to finish the last day. Okay, so what we're doing today is we're basically going over ratios again. This time we are finding equivalent ratios. Now, equivalent ratios, they look the same as fractions, and you solve them the same as fractions, but they don't always represent the same thing. So if you're comparing a part to part, like in this case, that is not a fraction. It's a ratio. But when you compare a part to whole, like say 1/2 of a pizza, then that's going to be, it could be a ratio and it's a fraction too. So you need to know the difference between those two. So now what I'm going to do is it says write 3 equivalent ratios to compare the number of diamonds to the number of spades in the pattern. So basically, you're going to keep going and multiplying it every time. So the top number, that's called a scale factor. And what we do is we're going to go ahead and skip count. So this is 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 10 is 30. The next one is 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24, and 6 times 10 is 60. So if you notice, when you simplify all of them, they all simplify to 1/2 because now your scale factor going backwards is going to be divided by 3. So when you do that, if you divide all of them by 3, they should end up to 1/2. And that's what we mean with equivalent ratios. They have the same relationship. So write ratios from a table as a fraction. So we're going to go ahead and do 1/2 is the same as 3/6, which is the same as 6/12, which is the same as 9/18, which is the same as 12/24, which is the same as 30/60. So all of those are equivalent ratios. So make sure you write all of them on your notes page. So here we're doing the same thing, but they didn't give us our ratio. So it says write 3 equivalent ratios to compare the number of triangles to the number of hearts in the pattern. So what we need to do is we need to count how many hearts and how many triangles. So triangles we have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put that as 3. And hearts we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9. So my ratio is 3 triangles to 9 hearts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and skip count. So 3 times 2 is 6. 9 times 2 is 18. Then 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 3 times 4 is 12. 9 times 4 is 36. And 3 times 10 is 30. And 9 times 10 is 90. Now, we did equivalent fractions. We also need to do it in simplest form. And remember, simplest form, you have to divide it. So in this case, I'm dividing this by 3. That's my scale factor again. Those are all scale factors. Scale factors, you divide or multiply. So when we divide by 3, then this becomes 1, and 9 divided by 3 becomes 3. So my simplest form would be 1/3. So sometimes they'll give you a ratio that is in simplest form, sometimes they're not. So, and sometimes you can't find the scale factors because it's going to be a little off. But other than that, you need to make sure that you're finding the scale factor before you start going and multiplying everything. So here it says write ratios from the table as fraction. So we have 1/3 is equal to 3/9, which equals to 6/18, which equals to 9/27, which equals to 12/36, which equals to 30/90. So if you notice, all of them are going to be simplified, and they're all going to be simplified to 1/3, and that's why they are equivalent. So on this last part, it says a coin bank contains 16 quarters, 12 dimes, and 8 nickels. Write the given ratio in all 3 forms. So basically, this independent practice is the same as what we've been doing yesterday and the day before. So all you have to do is find the nickels to quarters. So go ahead and do that on your own, and I'll go ahead and go check your answers. So get working and then come back to the video. Okay, so here are your answers to those. Now, what I would like for you to do is try to simplify it or find it in the simplest form. So go ahead and do that now, and I'll go ahead and let you turn on the video again. So here is the version where you put the ratio in simplest form. So all you have to do is make sure you divide it with the same factor. So make sure you have them correctly and then go on to your assignment. So here's your assignment. What I need you to do is go ahead and just skip count on 1 through 6. Make sure you're writing your answers. Then on 7 through 12, you are figuring out if they are equivalent ratios. What you do is you simplify the ones you can, and if it's the same ratio, it looks the same, then that means it is an equivalent ratio. And then 13 to 18, you're looking for the missing numbers. So the letters represent those missing numbers. So remember, you have to have equivalent ratios. So you're looking for scale factors. So basically, if the scale factor is the same, then that means it's going to be equal. So make sure you're looking at that and make sure that you are understanding that. If not, have I'll go ahead and check your answers, or the substitute will check your answers if I'm already gone. I'll see you tomorrow.